Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing some of the important college football games throughout this week, and I'll be covering a lot of the top 25 teams because this is the first week, in my opinion, that everyone has some competition. Almost everyone except one. I will be getting into that team specifically, but it seems like everyone has a test this week of somewhat level, not a huge level, but at least some level, and we're starting this off with Florida State at Boston College. First ACC game for Florida State, I'm pretty sure, this year. And it's at Boston College. Yeah, Florida State's going to win. I'm not sure by how much, but some of these games I think are less meaningful. At least probably less meaningful. I won't give an actual score to. It's just, let me just tell you who's going to win and just keep it moving. Penn State at Illinois. That's going to be on Fox, actually, at noon. The Florida State Boston College game's at noon. ABC. Penn State, Illinois, I guess is somewhat of a test. I mean, it's the first road game for them. Illinois just coming off a loss versus Kansas, which they just got beat. They just got beat. They had no chance against them. And if no chance against Kansas, you ain't going to have a chance against Penn State. So I got Penn State winning this one. Then you have LSU at Mississippi State. This is a big game for Zach Arnett's Mississippi State team. And we'll see if they get the win here. I think it's going to be a very close one. It's at Mississippi State, but I got LSU winning this one. I think it'll be enough to be able to win this game. And then Kansas State at Missouri. That is another big game for the SEC. And it's mainly because Missouri got beat so badly last year that they're trying to get the revenge. But Missouri does not look good. But Kansas State looks pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. I still have Missouri winning this game. I have my preseason predictions. I will continue that heading into this week, because why wouldn't I? I mean, if I've already had them as a winner before, let me write on that and just hope for the best. And then you have a little break between, I'd say, good games, and then we pick up at 2 o'clock. Central Michigan versus Notre Dame. That's at 2:30 actually. And the other reason I mentioned this game is because Notre Dame has not played a good team yet. They've not. And they need a test coming in soon, because I think their first test against Ohio State, which might be not that far from now. It might be next week. Who knows? Who knows? But Notre Dame's one of those few teams that do not have a test at any point, and they're gonna have a big one coming up soon. So they'll be ready for it. Hopefully they get prepared. I got them winning this game though. Then you have South Carolina at Georgia. This is arguably the game of the week for some people. Mainly Georgia fans and South Carolina fans. This is your game of the week, because South Carolina's coming off a win, which is they should have won. I'm pretty sure, I forgot who they played, but yeah, it was not a good team. And they lost North Carolina the week before, but they could take advantage of the situation they have down in Samford, or down at Georgia's thing, because Georgia is not having good starts. Georgia's having terrible starts to these games, and South Carolina's defense isn't great, but Ball State's defense isn't either. So maybe they can take advantage of these slow starts and maybe get a lead early on. We'll see what happens. And Georgia does not need to get down by this much against a team that actually can hit it real well. Pause. But the South Carolina team can get hot. We've seen them do that before. They've seen them hit their strides, but they've also seen them play very bad. Last year was an absolute catastrophe for South Carolina against Georgia. Maybe that'll change. Maybe they get their revenge. But I think Georgia will win this one. Let's go with 38-21. I got Georgia winning this one. Then we got Alabama at South Florida. And Bama is looking like a team that doesn't know who their quarterback's going to be. Saban, I think, is giving signs that he's saying that any positions up open, you just got to outplay the next other person. Which I don't know if he usually says that or not. I don't remember a time that he's came out and said that. Like the best player, like if he says something about, I don't think he said anything like that last year. Like if he came out and said that, it's like, well, it's Will Anderson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bryce Young. It's like, no, this guy's getting replaced. These guys might get replaced. We'll see. And good thing for them, we're playing USF. It should be an easy win. And even though it's at USF, South Florida, you should be able to win that game very easily. And then you have Western Kentucky at Ohio State. Ohio State's had a little test against Indiana, and they proved that they passed it. But it's kind of like when you pass a test, but it's like you really thought you were going to get like a 98 or 100, and you got like an 82. And it's like, what happened? It's like we were not as good as we thought we were. It's kind of like that in this situation. Went in, people thought they win like 50 to nothing, and then they won 23 to 3. You won, you did your job, you passed, but was it as good as you wanted it? No, definitely not. And then next up, a Washington at Michigan State. Michigan State is a team that's undefeated right now. Doesn't look that bad, but they did fire their head coach Mel Tucker over some off the field situations. So I think there's some allegations going on there. So yeah, we have to see how that plays out. Hope that the right outcome happens in that situation. I don't know the full facts about it. Hope the right outcome happens. But I'll tell you one thing about Washington. His quarterback, Michael Penix, looking very good so far against the teams that they have played, which aren't, like, it's like Tulsa and Boise State, something like that. Nothing impressive, but he's doing pretty good, and he's had great stat lines. He's playing good so far, so shout out to Michael Penix. I think that'll help him out. Last year they beat Michigan State. I got them beating Michigan State again. I'm probably looking like a 34-20 game. 34-20 game. We're something around that. And then this next one. By the way, I'm going kind of by time. So like that one was 5 o'clock. South Florida games at 3:30. So I'm going down in time. Since I'm reading off of the schedule, I feel like that's kind of nice to go by. I would argue this is the game of the week, in my opinion. Tennessee at Florida. Why? Because it's a rivalry game. It's a rivalry game. Rivalry games are so important, especially this one. I'm a Tennessee fan. I think this game's going to be very good. I'm excited. I think it'll be a very close game. But we've had some plays before that just haunt me as a Tennessee fan. I've put in my Tennessee video. So if you want to check out some of that stuff that I could mention, but I won't because I made a video about it already. Go check it out. It's on my channel. Probably should be the first video up. But that talks about my past experience as a Tennessee fan and my predictions about it. So check that out. But I'll give my score prediction heading into this game. I think Tennessee will win 31-20. But if you want more of a full in-dive detail, go check that video out. But this team I'm going to mention next, I'm quite disappointed in because they don't play people. They don't play teams. They just play random college players, the random college students, and just put them on a field, and they play against them at home, and they expect like this is impressive. Michigan, you're playing. Who are you playing? Bowling Green? You're playing at home versus Bowling Green? Who? Like in Kentucky. There was another in Kentucky because of the tornadoes that happened there. But it's kind of like, why are you playing so much of these bad teams? Your out of conference is horrible. If you lose a game, then you're not making the playoffs. Because this out of conference is worse than a 2-loss team who actually had to play an out of conference. Alabama, LSU. Teams like that. So other teams that might get 2 losses at one point, which one of them has to, at minimum because of playing each other, that I mentioned right there, they have a legitimate argument. Next up, Georgia Tech at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is undefeated. Looking at they'll continue. I like how the team's playing. Hopefully the run game gets back up because they did not play that good running the ball against Tulane, but they got the win. That is the main thing. So I got Ole Miss winning that one. Let's go through this one real quick. Wyoming versus Texas. Texas ranked number 4. Who would have thought they would have been ranked number 4? It's crazy in my opinion. But they earned it. On the Texas Longhorns Network, you can watch this at 8 o'clock if you want to do that. But, and that was if you're a big fan of theirs, you won't do that. But Texas will win. Easy. And also another game I kind of forgot. I kind of just washed over. BYU at Arkansas. I think if Arkansas wins this game, they could possibly be a top 25 team. They didn't play great, but they're undefeated. And if you beat BYU, maybe you get a good bounce. Maybe some of those lower ranked teams lose. We'll see what happens, but maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We already know that they're willing to kick off teams that won games out of the top 25. They've done that past 2 weeks, like Clemson and Iowa. Yeah. And Hawaii at Oregon. Oregon's going to run through them. They've scored a lot of points already this year. They've scored 81 and 38. That is a lot of points. So, yeah, Oregon's going to win that one. And then last one I'm going to mention is because of the significance of this one. Colorado State at Colorado at 10 p.m. on ESPN. I mean, their Colorado State coach is talking about, like, my mama taught me that, like, you got to take your sunglasses off when you talk to them, man. And it's kind of like, okay, why would you do that? You know, Deion Sanders has a lot of motivation already to get this team hyped up to it. Why would you even add to it? It's stupid for him to do that. I don't know why he did, but he did it. He's going to give them a lot more like emphasis to win. Even if they didn't have that already, now they do. I don't know why they keep giving these brothers hype. I got them destroying Colorado State. Colorado's probably going to jump into the top 15. There's a lot of stuff could definitely shake out that would go in their favor this week. And yeah, it covers a lot of the top 25, the important matchups. In my opinion, these are the important matchups. So yeah, hope you all have a great day. Stay safe. I'll put in the comments whatever you want. Hit the like button, subscribe, helps out the channel a lot. And I hope you all have a great day. Stay safe, y'all, and God bless y'all.